Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Stoughton Opera House for Almost Live, episode 13. Whew, we are almost completed with this series. It's a 14 episode series, so here we are. It's the end of May, and you know the next week comes the big June 2nd when we can take off our masks and run around like we used to be able to, if you had your vaccination and all. But so here we are with episode 13. Tonight we have Fendrick and Peck here. It's going to be a wonderful show, and we want to thank everybody for being here. Again, it's next week. There's another show, and it's the special episode 14 book review show, and it's going to be a book release of the book Bone Broth by Lindsay Ellis. So please stop in and see that. And there's a jazz band going to be here from Milwaukee. We'll tell you more about that at halftime today. Today is my last show here. It's been such an honor to be on this stage for the last 13, 14 weeks as we put this together and learned how to do live streaming, learned how to do the Opera House outside of these 400 seats and these 120-year-old walls. So we want to thank the Opera House crew. We want to thank you for watching and donating and chatting with Victoria. And that's who we want to thank first is Victoria up there. She's handling the chats, and we have there. There's people. We have Julie upstairs. I'm not sure, Julie, are you around someplace, dude? She's doing some cheering, and let everybody know that we have great things happening. We have Paul back on the lights. We have David here doing the sound, and then back in the back room, I think Bill's back there and Greg's back there doing the video. We have Andy and Maggie doing the audio so that you get to hear just like it is happening here on stage, but you're probably sitting in a more comfortable seat. So that's what we know about the Opera House. I think I talked right there, mentioned everybody. So now we're down to the band. We want to thank Madeline and Brian for being here tonight. They have been on this stage. They've been at the Cactus River Fest. They've been playing together for over 7 years, performing, recording, writing, refining, living, and they're going to do a great show for us tonight. They're going to help us be the first step out of this pandemic. How about that? So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Fendrick and Peck. It's all you.
Weißt du, was das Wasser weiß? Alle Flüssen münden ins Meer. Ich bin der Fluss und das Meer. Weißt du, was das Wasser weiß? Alle Flüsse münden ins Meer. Ich bin der Fluss und das Meer. Water knows all rivers flow to the sea. I am the river and the sea. Das Wasser weiß, alle Flüsse münden ins Meer. Ich bin der Fluss und das Meer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll bet you've got a very comfortable seat where you're at.
How's that seat you got there yourself?
I think it's pretty comfortable compared to some of the seats in this room. Am I right, my friends?
Well, we're going to take that river of water and we're going to follow it into another place through the land. I've been walking through the city, seen the faces passing by. Something's happening to my people, like there's a wound deep inside. When you say hope is just a dream, I will offer you my hand. When's the last time you listened to this tender land? I won't claim to be your healer. We'll just take a walk around. Maybe we can take our boots off and place our feet upon the ground. You say we don't have the time as you watch your second hand. I've seen time redefined in this tender land. This tender land. This tender land. Let's go find us a canoe, let the river lead the way. What lies beyond the bend might be a real handsome shade. You say the world will fall apart if we step away too long. I say another world will hold us, one in which we all belong. I've heard the conversations, I've read it on the pages of poems and essays. Lift those words into your heart, leave your talk back at the stand. When's the last time you listened to this tender land? When's the last time you listened to this tender land? This tender land.
This tender land.
This tender land. This tender land. This tender land.
Well, we are really, really, really excited to be here. We're having a little party. If you listen very carefully, you can hear the rain on the roof. Now, I don't know if you can hear it in my microphone, but it's pretty cool. And seriously, that's kind of, sorry. Well, hello, I'm Madeline. That's Brian. And we are Fendrick and Peck. And we have another Peck right now. His name is Hugo. And he is 10 months old almost, and he is in the audience. So if you hear some noises, this is Hugo's first show, and it's been very exciting. Not gonna lie, I was totally breastfeeding 2 minutes before I came on stage. So I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit. The timing was a little like, whoo-hoo, I'm throwing on my outfit and going. And fortunately, I'm happy to report that there have been no wardrobe malfunctions yet that I'm aware of. Please let me know, though. Don't leave me hanging, friends.
I got it pretty easy, don't I?
Yeah, in this case. But you do bring me coffee in the morning, so there's that.
I do. Very white coffee.
I really like milk. I'm from Wisconsin. I satisfy that stereotype. Okay, so one of the things that Brian and I love to talk about, and one of the things that I feel like this pandemic has taught us, because that was something that Bob was saying, like moving forward to normal times. I mean, this is an opportunity for us to change normal. Can we consider changing normal? Like, what have we learned during this time? Please, like, here's my soapbox moment. Like, what did you learn that you missed? Like, what was the thing that you missed the most? Because I'm pretty sure it was a hug. You know, no, you might not be a hug person, so like that might not be your thing. But it might have been a hug. Might have been like community. I kind of doubt it was stuff. I don't know. So I just, yeah. And something that I felt like a lot of people found, my Facebook feed suddenly started being flooded with pictures of the rest of the world, AKA the non-human world. And I was like, wow, yes, we are actually part of a bigger picture here. And like, let's not forget as we move forward. Like, we don't need to be in our cars driving a million different places. We could maybe go to our local park and take care of some squirrels or something. Or some endangered wildlife or wildflowers. This song, I think, transitions deliciously in. And then we're gonna actually piggyback. We're gonna put two songs together. This one is Make Your Way In, and that's going to be followed by a song called Open My Eyes. So, here you go. I now hear birds singing. Are you serious? Is that you, Bob? Was that you? There's literally a bird. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Candle is no longer lit. Your soul, when it feels exposed, naked to your touch. When it's no longer warm, take a step out of your house, which you know so well. Big spaces need. Make your way out and make your way in. Make your way out and make your way in. just one tree with the gaze of your eye, rooted to the sky. See clouds kiss the dirt with just one song. You become all the other songs. Breath of the meadow passes through you again. You have seen the world with love, which you know so well. Big space is near. Make your way out and make your way in. Make your way out and make your way Take a step out of your house, which you know so well. Big space is near. Make your way out and make your way in. Make your way out and make your way I live in constant fear of no one to revere. I live in constant fear of no one to revere. Open my eyes, open my eyes, open my eyes, so I can see your light. Open my eyes, open my eyes, open my eyes, so I can see your light. Blue or red, black or white, immigrant, refugee. Why is someone else to blame for the wars that I dream? Open my eyes, open my eyes, open my eyes, so I can see your light. I step outside myself before the petals fall. Tend to the garden rather than not tend it all.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Party on. thanks for joining us. It's pretty exciting. I know that we've got friends visiting the Opera House from Maine. We've got friends visiting the Opera House from Michigan. And welcome to this glorious space. It is just like, it's really neat because my family is part of the reason that this Opera House still exists, which I'm like intensely proud of. And I have this sort of like, not feeling of ownership, but feeling of family when I'm here. And it's just really, really sweet to be here. So thanks so much for having us. And yeah. We're gonna hit you with another song. This song is called, not surprise, surprise. We're gonna hit you with another song. Clever banter on my part. But this song is a song that at the risk of being a little honest here, I do not feel like I was the only one who was writing this song when it was being written, and Brian wasn't in the room with me. I would like you to imagine yourself in a space where you're with the rest of the world, like the non-human world. Like maybe there are trees, maybe there's a meadow, maybe there's a pond, maybe a lake, maybe something like that. And I want you to just picture yourself in that space as you take in this song. And just see if you feel like that space might be collaborating on the writing and performing of this song. See if you see any birds you didn't see before, or grasses waving or something. The song is called It Is Here. Not to say that there isn't difficult stuff going on in the world, but that right next to it, there's often something really beautiful happening too. So, it is here. If you hear, if you hear my heart beating too, you might know, you might know, I will wait for you, 'cause it is here, it is here, the world you dream about, and I'm standing in it. Each flower's face sees my face, each dream is met with allies, each flash of thundercloud is in my eyes, in my eyes. If you pause, if you pause, you might feel it too. We can't wait, we can't wait to meet with you too. 'Cause it is here, it is here, the world you dream about, and I'm standing in it. Each flower's face sees my face, each dream is met with allies, each flash of thundercloud is in my eyes, in my eyes.
Each flower's face sees my face. Each dream is met with allies. Each flash of thundercloud is in my eyes, in my eyes.
Thank you. So, 3 days before we went into lockdown, which was way back in March of last year, Brian and I wrote this song in about 20 minutes. Because that's weird. Songs do that sometimes. Sometimes they write themselves in a couple hours, sometimes in several years, and this was one of those that just went, hoo-yah. And at the time, I was 4 months pregnant with Hugo, and we hadn't told anyone yet except for like one audience, and then everything locked down. And I hadn't been planning on posting about Hugo on Facebook or Instagram or any of those things. I was like, we'll just do the performances, and like my belly will just keep blooming, and then we'll just like sing to the baby and stuff. And we didn't get to do that, and it's been a really large grief of mine that I've been carrying around like a heavy dark cloak. Along with some other things, you know, because that's how it works. You know, I try to, I guess apparently it's Mental Health Awareness Month or something. And like, let's be real, like, a lot of people aren't having a good time. A lot of people are kind of struggling right now. And I just want to like totally tell you that it can get better, and to really encourage, if you're struggling, therapists are required to keep it confidential. Except for like a couple very small things, which you can check in with your therapist about, and then you can talk about your crap. It's something that I do kind of often, and I find it to be really, really helpful. And I just would encourage you to get help if you're feeling icky. And you know, I honestly, like 2 hours before this show, I was like, can we find a way to cancel? Because like this is so different for Brian and I. We haven't performed with a baby before. We haven't performed in front of a live audience in a long time. And you know, here we are, being imperfect and being full of love, and happy to be here. I'm happy to be here now. How are you doing, Brian?
Doing good.
Okay, good.
Here we are.
Good.
It's good to take a breath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
To breathe.
To breathe. To breathe.
Blessed to have a loving family. I'm blessed to have a loving family. Miss them the moment that I wave goodbye. I'm blessed to sing with friends around the world. I'm blessed to sing with friends around the world. Take boats, cars, and aeroplanes to feel vibrations. But I gotta go quiet now and then, where the moon is the brightest light within, where we cup each other's hearts with gentle hands. We breathe and move together as one. blessed to go on walks with lots of dogs. I'm blessed to go on walks with lots of dogs. To take in the smells and greet the breaking day. I'm blessed to have a little one along. I'm blessed to have a little one along, to hold you in our hands and sing you songs. I gotta go quiet now and then, where the moon is the brightest light within, where we cup each other's hearts with gentle hands. We breathe, and move together as one. I don't pretend to know what the world needs. I don't pretend to know what the world needs. I don't pretend to know what the world needs, but this sure feels holy to me. I gotta go quiet now and then, where the moon is the brightest light within, where we cup each other's hearts with gentle hands. We breathe, we breathe, we breathe.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Speaking of breathe, did anyone else learn about how they're like totally packed with white privilege? Whoa. Packed to the gills. Little did I know. God, I feel like an idiot now. But now I'm learning. I hope you are too. This next song is the only cover song of the evening we're going to do. Oh no, what are you doing?
I learned this from Hugo.
Oh, and?
And I think what he's teaching me is to pop my bubble.
Oh.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I live in a bubble.
Oh.
It's good to pop it every now and then, let some fresh air in.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you, Hugo.
Thank you, Hugo. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, this is a cover song. This is written by, oh my gosh, brain. This is Bare Naked Ladies. This is the band Bare Naked Ladies. And they wrote this gorgeous song about a brand new baby boy. And Brian and I learned it. And we learned it when we were like so tired. And I had just had a baby. And I hope we remember it. We'll find out. And this is going to be our last song before we have our little break. So get ready, cross your legs for one more song, and we'll see you at the end of this song. It's called When You Dream.
Just begun, a sleeping new sun, his eyes that roll back in his head. They flutter and dart, he slows down his heart and dreams of a world past his bed. It's hard to believe as I watch you breathe. Your mind drifts and weaves when you dream. What do you dream about? When you dream, what do you dream about? Do you dream about music or mathematics or planets too far for the eye? Do you dream about Jesus or quantum mechanics or angels who sing lullabies? His fontanelle pulses with lives that he's lived, with memories he'll learn to ignore. And when it is closed, he already knows he's forgotten all he knew before. But when sleep sets in, history begins, but the future will win. When you dream, what do you dream about? When you dream, what do you dream about? Are they color or black and white, Yiddish or English or languages not yet received? Are they silent or boisterous? Do you hear noises just loud enough to be perceived? Do you hear Del Shannon's Runaway playing on transistor radio waves? With so little experience, your mind not yet cognizant, are you wise beyond your few days? When you dream, what do you dream about? When you dream, what do you dream about? When you dream, what do you dream about? When you dream, what do you dream about?
Thank you very much.
Madeline and Brian will be right back, so don't you go anywhere. Just everybody breathe a little bit, all right? So next week we have a great show. Again, I won't be here, but the rest of the whole team is going to be here for the big book show, and it's going to be the book release of Bone Broth. There's going to be a lottery. There's going to be door prizes. There's going to be the Donna Woodall Jazz Trio, and what? Not all those things are true? Well, some of them are true, so you have to tune in and see which is what and find out what's going on. And right now, we want to thank some people. We want to thank, well, the people who run this place, the Stoughton Opera House. We want to thank the sponsors. We want to thank the friends of the Opera House and let them know the place is still here and the seats are still hard. But it's been a wonderful 120 years going, and so it'll still be here in the fall when there is a full lineup that I hope they'll be announcing pretty soon. And then we also want to thank the Sugar Maple Music Festival and the Gandy Dancer Festival, both which are happening in August, and they're both happening live. So the Gandy Dancer's out there in Mazomania, so please go check them out. And the Sugar Maple Festival is right here in, well, it's right over, not too far from here, Lake Kaganza, it's on the Madison County, Dane County parks. So check that out, the Sugar Maple Music Festival, and here is what it looked like a couple years ago.
of these folk instruments are tools for social interaction. It's a fun thing to do, to come outside and hang out with your friends and hear good music.
Luckily, a lot of the format of the festival has remained the same. It was designed as something that's interactive and accessible, and we're just really fortunate to have so many great musicians who showed up to do this.
I remember sleeping, skimmed to stars in a stand of pines.
We are looking for the ability to connect to music, the ability to be stirred emotionally by music. These styles just kind of permeate everything. It's timeless music. I see the variety is becoming even more eclectic, which is really fantastic.
Sugar maple is one of the best ways to hear this music because they're not trying to change the music, they're just trying to show and introduce it to more people.
Sugar Maple is the best place to see this kind of music because we have things like our Roots and Reasons stage and our jam tents where people are getting up close to the artists and hearing more about the music. And to me, that just makes the music even that much more accessible. It just expands the experience.
We're about the music, that's why we're here. It's completely volunteer driven. We get our finances half from the ticket sales, but then the rest from donations. And so the volunteers are critical and it couldn't be done without them.
It was the second year of the festival that we came. It just drew us in, and ever since then we have taken this festival, put it on our calendars, and scheduled our summer around it. It's important to stay connected with where we came from. Just the music, it hits people, and I don't know that everyone even knows why, but it's right there.
That first year that I played, I brought my entire family up with me. But we fell in love with it so much that we've been up every single year since. So this is a yearly occasion for us.
We've been here now for 15 years, and I've actually seen year after year kids starting here on the dance floor, just like jumping around, and then they start picking up instruments, and pretty soon they're playing, and we're kind of helping that tradition to stay alive.
Thank y'all. I don't know what to say. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
People like the idea of the music and the sound of the music, and they love festivals. They love to come to festivals because they find something new. They find a new music, a new band, something they've never heard before. We have to have festivals. We have to have them for the music to grow. And it's a beautiful setting here, that's absolutely for sure.
When I'm sitting out there by the dance floor and I look out and I see so many happy faces. You've got kids twirling around, you've got people dancing, people in their chairs tapping their feet, and there's just knowing that everyone working together makes it work so well.
Thank you, folks. We appreciate you tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for coming back, for making your quick bathroom trips and then sitting here and look at, we have Hugo in the house.
It's Hugo's first interview.
So, Hugo, what's it like? You see, Hugo wants the microphone. He wants to say, he's got things to say.
He's a Leo.
Yes.
He's a Leo like mom and dad. Yeah. Well, like mom. Dad's a Taurus. So you've got a bull and a lion hanging out.
That's right. Well, it's nice to have both of you hanging out. That was a swell first set.
Thank you.
Besides trying to raise a baby, what has this quarantine been like?
Well, I mean, what are most musicians saying?
Well, they're saying they were waiting for the fall, and maybe there might be some gigs. I don't know.
Right.
Did you do some wood shedding? No, you were busy with a baby.
So what we did, it was interesting. We we were pregnant before the pandemic hit, and then had this grand plan involving renting a house and playing shows up until the last second. And then the pandemic hit, and we lost any sort of financial security, any sort of shows. And we ended up spending most of our time on a prairie, which was actually beautiful.
Well.
And we missed humans, as I said during the first set. But it was this interesting gift to get to watch spring and summer from one place as I grew. And Hugo was actually born on the Harvest Festival on Lunasa. So it was kind of a weirdly poetic sort of quarantine for us.
It's a very small place, too.
Yes. We lived in a 10 by 16 foot house. And we climbed a ladder. We climbed a ladder every night until I was 7.5 months old, until he was 7.5 months in. So he was getting pretty, we were getting pretty rotund at that point, weren't we, Hugo?
We've just, we've traded a little bit of creating music for creating Hugo in the meantime. And he's inspiring us in new ways.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
So there might be things coming in the fall. Do we know that yet? Or how can people find that out?
Well,
we'll update our website and we'll keep keep our community posted on Facebook. And,
all right. You have all those social media. So people know that already.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's up to date right now, but...
Right. We're playing the Woodstock Folk Festival this summer, which is virtual this year. And we're playing an outdoor concert. So we're starting to book some outdoor shows for summer months.
Yep.
And then there's some sort of secret stuff in the works for Maine in September. But again, it just depends. Brian and I tour out and back to Maine normally. And obviously that got put on hold like everyone else's life. And so that might be happening this September. Like I said, there are like secret things in the works. But yeah, we've been doing live, like you.
Yes.
We've been doing a lot of live virtual shows via Facebook, and it's been kind of, your turn. Whoa, where are you going? So we've been doing a lot of live virtual stuff, and it's been interesting because we've had it's become clear that our weird energy has worked for our community, and because we've been supported through this whole thing, we've been okay. Which I can't believe, and I'm still eternally grateful for. Eternally grateful. But yeah, that's kind of...
Uh-oh.
It is an experiment.
It's time for you to go to...
We say bye-bye?
All right. And then there's going to be some more music, I think.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. We did say perfection free, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to say special thanks to Nana Mama, who is one of the grandmas, who is currently taking care of Hugo for us.
Hugo wrangling.
Hugo wrangling. That's good. Wrangling, yes.
There's a song.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think we better get ready.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have more music from Madeline and Brian right now. So thank you for staying around.
To the west, there's a mountain to climb. The east, an ocean to sail. Either way, there's a journey ahead. Either way, there's a journey ahead. Come, get settled with me. Let our curiosity free. We'll listen to the song of the bird in the sky. Flies free up above, sees many things we cannot yet see. Sees many things we cannot yet see. Let's lift our ears to the sky. It'll take us to an unknown high. What sweeter trickling down on. What sweeter music trickling down. What sweeter music trickling down. Trickling on you and me. Trickling on you and me. Trickling on you and me. You were born, raised in this town for a reason. Don't you wanna find out why other views don't lie? Other views don't lie. Come, get unsettled with me. Drop everything you don't need. We'll listen to the song of the bird in the sky. Flies free up above, sees many things we cannot yet see. Sees many things we cannot yet see. Let's lift our ears to the sky. It'll take us to an unknown high. What sweeter music trickling down on. What sweeter music trickling down. What sweeter music trickling down. Trickling on you and me. Trickling on you and me. Trickling on you and me.
Wardrobe check. Doing okay? Doing okay, everyone? Everyone doing well? You doing great? Good? Good? Okay, just checking. Just wondering how you all are doing. Okay. I think we're good. Okay.
Yeah, I was just seeing if my socks were visible, but I don't think so. I think I'm doing good. Okay.
You should see Brian's socks. Maybe you'll just have to wonder about Brian's socks. This is our newest song. It's called Seed Coat. Did you know that there's a thing wrapped around a seed called the seed coat, and it kind of protects everything, and then eventually you have to bust out of it? I sort of see this as a metaphor for life. And also, kind of fun side note thing, it's been picked up and is one of the feature song for an online virtual conference that is free called Toward a New Way of Being with Plants. Kind of realizing that, oh wait, plants are smarter than we thought. Did you guys know plants are smart? I mean, a lot of us did, let's be real. But apparently scientists are now figuring it out and are trying to find ways to be a little more, compassionate around them. So, Toward a New Way of Being with Plants. I suggest checking it out. I will be, and you'll be able to see us. Woo! Seed Coat. Woke up today and the coat that I wore was too tight for me to breathe. So I stretched my tongue and pushed, broke my way into the newness, reached down and felt the nutrients, the soil, and I reached up and unfurled My coat was too tight, so I reached down and up and felt the sun. Felt the wet, felt the dark, felt the feeling. I
Take what you can't breathe, saturate it with my leaves. Reach down and soak it up, turn it into life again. Take what you can't breathe, saturate it with my leaves. Reach down and soak it up, turn it into life again.
Today, and the dreams that I held were too tight for them to breathe. So I stretched my tongue and pushed, broke my way into the newness. Reached down, reached down, reached down and felt the nutrients, the soil, and I reached up and unfurled. My coat was too tight, so I reached down and up and felt the sun. Felt the wet, felt the dark, felt the feeling. I
Take what you can't breathe, saturate it with my leaves. Reach down and soak it up, turn it into life again. Take what you can't breathe, saturate it with my leaves. Reach down and soak it up, turn it into life again.
Thank you. Nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing. This next song was written on a meadow that Brian and I know and love, a meadow where a friend's ashes have been scattered, a meadow where I walked in when I was first a wee bairn, a meadow where Hugo has now been introduced, a meadow where Brian and I got married. It turns out that a place can breathe you as much as you can breathe it if you give it a chance. This song is called How It Feels to Fly. And it's perfect for today because everything's kind of new. As we step forward, we're all a little bit different. And maybe we've kind of forgotten how to fly a little. Don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
The wind of hummingbird wings outsounds the wind of trees. Your breath in the morning I hear outweighs a nation's fear.
The angels plucked you right down from the stars because the promises are made from afar.
I will love, I will live and lose. Trust my heart when I'm hearing the news. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten how it feels to fly? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten how it feels Say hello to the child next door. Let them show you what they like to explore. Don't be afraid to smile and cry. Spread your wings, here's how to fly.
I see you standing right on the edge, terrified of what lies ahead.
Don't let the world pass you by. Don't forget you came here to fly. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten?
Sometimes we have.
Have you forgotten how it feels to fly? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten how it feels to fly? Have you forgotten?
I will love, I will live.
Have you forgotten?
I will love, I will live.
Have you forgotten how it feels to fly? I'm a little rusty on my falsetto.
Oh my gosh, I'm a little rusty on chords. It's kind of interesting. They say that a lot of your brain shuts down after you have the baby. I think it's true for me, and I think it might even be a little true for Brian, because we're just sort of like constantly going like, wait, did you already? Yes, though I think sleep deprivation is part of it. And I do think we have that.
Let's go into those next ones.
Yeah? Okay. So we're going to hit you with a twofer, 2 in a row. Away from the Road, followed by Be Still. They were written like how many years apart? 7 years apart?
Yeah, about as long as we've been singing music.
But you know, some people say that like your life kind of cycles in sevens. Now, I don't know if I believe this or not, but this song and this song sort of meet up. It's like they meet. And it kind of, Away from the Road is inspired by a Rilke poem, which goes, this translation is Robert Bly, but it's, I live my life in growing orbits. And, you know, orbits going around, right? So we kind of hit that point again. Sort of interesting. I live my life in growing orbits, which move out over the things of the world. Perhaps I can never achieve the last orbit, but that will be my attempt. I'm circling around God, around the ancient tower, and I have been circling for 1,000 years, and I still don't know if I am a falcon or a storm or a great song. I still don't know if I'm a falcon or a storm or a great song. All of those things circle, don't they? So many circles in that poem, so many circles in life. And it's kind of fascinating. So, anyway, here we go.
2, 3, 4.
There's 1,000 orbits like wheels in my head. I'm climbing into new ones and I still ain't dead.
I've even got myself a good lover by my side,
But shadows still spin, got me kicking aside.
There's 1,000 reasons I'm sitting in my chair, looking out the window, wishing I was out there. I may lose my shelter, I may even lose my job. There's many things to lose in the masses and the mobs. There's wheels and wheels spinning round and round. Some are lifting me higher, others weighing me down. But there's grace in the wildness where fears often loom, and some things need to die so other things can bloom. I think it's time for me to go and get lost in the woods. 40 days and 40 nights should do me some good, out beyond the cities and broken land highways. Walk into the old world, walk into the old world. Walk, walk, walk away from the road. Walk, walk, walk away from the road.
winds are giving up. The storm is passing as I sip coffee from my cup. The pages on my lap seem closer to me now. And though I'm getting older, I feel younger somehow. There's wheels and wheels spinning round and round. Some are lifting me higher, there's weighing me down. But there's grace in the wildness where fears often loom, and some things need to die so other things can bloom. I think it's time for me to go and get lost in the woods. 40 days and 40 nights should do me some good, out beyond the cities and broken land highways. Walk into the old world, walk into the old world. Walk, walk, walk away from the road. 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 Kneel in the sand, hear its energy flow. Drink from within, let it deep into your soul. Step right into, bathe yourself within this river that runs through many, many bends. Be still, be still. Take it all in. Be still. No worries will break in. Be still, be still. Take it all in. Be still. Step into your boat, lift your paddle high. The beauty just ahead will make you want to cry. The bends will twist your mind, don't fear the wear and tear. As the land goes by, let your heart be your guide. Be still, be still. Take it all in, be still. No worries will break in, be still, be still. We're not telepathic yet. We've been married 4 years. So we're not. When does that happen? Because nobody? Oh no.
Well, if we have time for 2, we can do 2, or we can do 1 more if we have time for 1 more.
Well, I don't have a timepiece.
Neither do I.
And we're on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Well, let's go with our last. Well, let's go with this Whitman's Haversack.
Okay. All right. Because it's Memorial Day, we decided that we wanted to share Walt Whitman's Haversack, which is a song from way back in the Fendrick and Peck realm. Back, our friend would call it classic Fendrick and Peck, which I find sort of hilarious because don't you have to be pretty cool to be classic? I don't know. I don't think we're that cool. But anyway, it's called Walt Whitman's Haversack.
Yes, not his chaps, not Walt Whitman's chaps. It's Walt Whitman's Haversack.
Brian has a terrible thing about Weird Al. Do you know Weird Al Yankovic? Yeah. Brian does that with our songs before they've finished being written.
Well,
He starts Weird Alling them. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what this one is, and you're not either. No more.
Okay, no more. This is called Walt Whitman's Leather Haversack.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Why am I drawn to the wounded when I could turn my cheek and move on? Fortune allows me to easily escape, so why am I down on my knees? The ground is frozen and the story in those eyes will never be told again. But I find in this place something human, something real I want to give. Is there anything I can give? I have fruits that will color the sky. They're delightful and ever so sweet. The pleasure will rain onto your tongue. They're ripe and ready to eat. I have brandy to lift your spirits and quench your longing heart. Take a swig and you'll be singing a melody about your sweetheart. I have plugs of tobacco given from this bountiful land. Pack your pipe and warm your lungs, or take a bite and let the juices run. Here's a biscuit for you, my friend, and some jam to spread upon it. Take this blanket, more snow is ahead, but tomorrow you'll be far, far away from this place. My brother, you are tired, close your eyes. You're hearing the last of the cannons. Your words will be in this letter. Your mother will know you've been found. Why am I drawn to the wounded when I could turn my cheek and move on? Fortune allows me to easily escape, so why am I down on my knees? The ground is frozen and the story in those eyes will never be told again. But I find in this place something human, something real I want to give. Is there anything I can give?
we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And me, I want to send out a special thanks to my new Stoughton Opera House family. Thank you very much for letting the old dog learn some new tricks, all right? And we'll be back next week. They're going to bring the big book review next week, and they tell me that some of the things I announced were true. And everything else must be because we saw it on the internets. So there. So thanks again. Almost live from the Stoughton Opera House. We'll be back next week. But until next week, we have Brian and Madeline. What a wonderful show. Thank you very much. And I hope that you'll play us out here now. Look at, they're all ready. Thank you very much, everybody. Come back.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. So Rumi is a Persian mystic poet, and the English translation of some Rumi. This translation is by Coleman Barks. Well, I just want to say thanks for having us, Opera House. It's been really, really lovely. It's been wonderful being here. And yeah, looking forward to hanging out around here again. And I think Hugo had a pretty good time. A pretty good time. So this poem goes, today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Do not go into the study and take out a book and begin reading. Take down a musical instrument. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. AKA, in my opinion, here's my 2021 translation, wave your freak flag high, because you've got something beautiful to offer. So don't forget, you've got something beautiful to offer. I'll help you find it if you're looking. Or go on a walk.
Is there room for harmony? There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground.
This is easy to sing along with. I don't know if you're at home feeling safe in your living room. I mean, in the opera house, feeling safe in the opera house because we're all being imperfect and beautiful together. But please sing along. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Easy peasy.
I asked, is there room for harmony?
Here's our part.
There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. I wondered, is there a place here for me? There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. I offered a verse that I knew. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. I let the words roll off my nervous tongue.
You can too.
There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground.
Let the beauty we love, let the beauty we love
be what we do.
There are hundreds of ways.
There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. This morning I felt a little frightened and empty. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. I questioned, what God shall I pray? There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. I felt joy as I walked out the door. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. I felt joy as I walked out the door. hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground.
Let the beauty we love, let the beauty
we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Don't go back to sleep. 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 I asked, is there room for harmony? There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. I felt an invitation come to me. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground.
Ooh, whatever you want. Let the beauty we love, let the
beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground.
ways to kneel and kiss.
Hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Thank you, Opera House.
Thank you, Opera House. Are we still on? Are we still hanging out? Are we having an online after party? Okay.